Yo, man, how you doing there, Grill Master? I come to here to talk about your question about poverty and what are we gonna do about it, whether if you're gonna fight. Well, I'm gonna answer all these questions to you, and I'm also gonna talk about the kids and in class and how they are and how they act. For instance, let's talk about poverty is a big thing. Poverty is really big. It's around the world, everywhere there's gonna be poverty. There's poverty in Africa, there's poverty in Canada, there's poverty in America, there's poverty everywhere, and some locations there's poverty with greater amounts of people. I don't know about your area. For me, that's not to judge. I don't see it. I don't know what's really going on. But in general, you know what I mean? There's really not that much. Some people get into poverty due to family problems. Some people get into poverty due to facts of not learning how to finance their money. Um, uh, to answer that question, there's really not that much you can do. There's so much greater amount of people. You can tackle some, but it's gonna be hard. The only way you could do that with is a lot of money. Me not knowing you, I don't know how much money you have. I don't know any of your financial status. It just requires a lot of money to be able to do all this. You don't want to just get one group of people. You want to get large amounts. You want to hit a amount of people so that you can have a community that you're trying to help. The only way you can help poverty is probably going into an area where there is and asking people what they would like to do for work and taking a questionnaire from among these people. You could build a community that could work. You know what I mean? You know, you could honestly put these people into jobs. Now, my question is I think all the people that are going through poverty, the government should actually go in, pick them up, and put them in jobs, right? Where they're gonna work. I think, depending on the person, they will actually, depending on their motivation, they might actually get up and move and work, depending on the person. Now, some people that are in poverty don't really like to do anything and like the way how they are because they want an easy life. Whether they're working, right? Now, if I for instance, poverty, like I said, it's a really big thing. So for you to tackle it, you're gonna need a lot of money, man. It's gonna take a lot of money to tackle something like that. You know what I mean? And, like I said, there's really not that much you could do about poverty, man. Other than helping a bunch group of people, making a community center, and giving people work. Now let's get on to the kids, the kids and the gang signs and how they learn. I was gonna answer that in my last video. I think most of your kids in there have, in your class, personally have an attention span problem. For instance, like me, I have ADHD and a little bit of ADD. I have a hard time, since I'm sitting in a seat. I have a hard time staying still. Now, depending on the individual, everyone has a job that is associated with their personality and how they do things. Now, the kids in your class, they might like music a lot. You know what I mean? That's something that they're identifying. And another thing too, like I said, remembering a song doesn't require that much attention to. You know what I mean? They could sit down and walk around and remember a song. Now, for you to be in a class, I don't know if your class is very loud. I don't know if kids are trying to learn and they're getting distracted by certain individuals. Now, that I don't know. And I'm not asking about your class status or anything, or how you teach. sometimes the way how you teach. I don't not trying to say that the way how you teach is wrong. No, it depends on how the person learns, because some people learn different. Some people might learn through a song. You'll be surprised. There's a lot of people out there in this world. If you sing them a song about a subject, they'll remember it. Another thing too, a lot of people have a hard time remembering things when you just tell them. They need a visual aspect in front of them. They need something there. Like me, I have a hard time remembering things. When people tell me something through a voice or a sound on the phone, I'm like, what? You know, that's how I am. Everyone might have a similar trait. Some people have both. Some people really need a lot in front of them to learn. And some kids need more time sitting together one-on-one and able to learn. They might need medication from a pediatrician. Maybe they need to go see a doctor. You know what I mean? Maybe there's tests that they could do, psychological testing, to see how they think. Most of these kids, it sounds like, need that. I don't think they're bad kids at all. I don't know. It depends on their personality. You know what I mean? I don't really think they're bad kids. I just think that they learn differently, and they're probably losing track. They're not focused. They need to be focused. You know what I mean? Especially during that age, sometimes they need medication to focus, because the hormones and everything are just going through their head. It's hard for them to concentrate. That's another thing. Maybe they might just have a problem. Maybe their brain isn't not developed, but maybe it's developed differently. You know what I mean? The wiring in their brain. For instance, I read a couple of interviews and talked to a couple of doctors, and they say that everyone has a different, their brain probably isn't designed for school. Honestly, their brain is not designed for school. And this sounds kind of stupid, but some people are like that. They're not designed to go to school. So they need to go see a doctor. They need to maybe be able to go on medication. Maybe they need to do a testing to see how they think, and maybe they need to learn in that way. And sometimes when they can't learn, or when they don't get it, or even if you're teaching them, some kids might just be like, well, I understand it. You know what I mean? Some people might be able to remember, and then maybe when it comes down to test time, they totally forget. Everything just blanks out. And that's happened to me a lot. Right? And there's so many people out there that are in need for this kind of help. Now, maybe if kids, you think about the school system. The school system is definitely not the best way of teaching. Now, I know I don't know how the curriculum is over there, and I don't know how the school system is over there in the United States or whatever state you're in. But I live in Canada, and like I said, it gets harder every year. The school system is ridiculous. The curriculum, and I'm pretty sure Canada and America are pretty similar. The only thing I think that there's a difference is the math. You know what I mean? I think you guys use a different type of, more of a imperial system, opposed to metric. There is so many things that are getting harder. Like I said, it's hard for kids to keep up. And, you know what I mean? They might just learn differently. And then maybe the fact that they can't learn it properly, they're losing interest in school. And that's what will happen. If they can't learn, and not being taught the way how their brain is supposed to learn it, then for instance, and there's nothing wrong with having a different way of learning, and I'm pretty sure you're aware of that. I know for a fact that you know about what I'm saying. You might have not have ever thought about it, but if you really think about it, you know what I mean? Like I said, learning a song is so easy. You know what I mean? I could sit down and remember a song. Especially like beats. Maybe the beat of the song, the way how they're hearing it, they're seeing it. It's so easy to remember because it's so correlated. It's so correlated that they can just receive it so easily. You know what I mean?